Good day, this is a playthrough of Mini Metro, and before I start, I apologise for sounding too nasal and any noises of me breathing, sniffing or coughing. I'm still suffering from a cold, and hopefully it doesn't sound too bad, but if it does, well, my apologies, I'm ill, but I'm going to do this anyway. This is Mini Metro, a nice casual little game. It's basically a matter of drawing lines between shapes to simulate train stations and passengers going from one shape to another based on the shape of a passenger, just like this. You can see this circle, there's two squares next to it, which means if the train comes along and going to a square station, it will pick up the passengers and take them to the square. As anybody that's played this game can see, I've got it on the grey background rather than the white because I find it easier to use. I played this game a few times before, well, quite a few times, because it's casual, easy and fast, and it's just I'm not particularly good at it, but I enjoy playing it. So let's start. I'm going to play in London, England, mainly because I watched some football, or what Americans call soccer, earlier today, and there was a team from London, England there, so yeah, it just reminded me of London, and why not? You can see I played it before, that's my best score. I doubt I'll get anywhere close because I haven't played this for quite a while, but I'll give it a go. And where's it going to set me up? Okay, I'll pause it immediately. You hit the spacebar to pause this game, and you hit the spacebar to resume. I will also get the options at the bottom, on the bottom of the screen, so they're easy for me to get. And the general principle of this game is you connect one station to another by dragging a line to them. In this case, square to a circle. Then I'll extend that to take in the triangle. I forgot what the shape was for a second, and it just manages to clip the water, so it requires me to use one of my tunnels. Then I will unpause the game and the train will start moving. As it went straight past that passenger at the circle station, because it's a square, it will pick him up going the other way. It will leave the triangle there because it doesn't have a direct connection going that way to a triangle. Now, because I don't want to connect a circle next to another circle wherever possible, I will actually start a second line to go up there to pick that one up. You have I would say a dearth, but there are square stations are less frequent than circles and triangles, so I always try and get most stations to go through the square station, and you can have multiple lines going through the same station. Lines can't cross over each other in the middle of a line, but they can connect via a station. So you can have 6 lines. How many stations? You can have seven lines going through the same station. And at the start of the game, so it can manage itself for the most part. And there's going to be a station way over there, so I'll even use the third line. I normally don't use the third line quite this fast, but I'm going to connect it up there so it's got one of each. Now, a couple of things for this game. The earlier versions, when you created a line or extended a line, it normally took the shortest route between the 2 points and created very sharp angles. And if you have more than a 90-degree angle, well then it's and it's got a new circle station, you get an angle quite like that, which means the train, no matter what, will stop at that triangle station before it resumes its journey because the angle is so sharp. If the angle was more like that, then it would not stop. But because the way it's currently set up, it slows the train down. They have done a really good job of redesigning the pathing in this game, so that for the most part you get nice soft angles, but occasionally you still get one of these. And at the end of every week, the end of every Sunday, you get a new locomotive and various options. You can either get a new line or a carriage you can put on one of your trains so it carries more passengers. At this point I'll go for a new line. And So I've got a bad setup already, as I've got two circles next to each other, which means when the train is going to the right, the orange train is going to the right, it won't pick up any passengers from this circle station because there's nothing unique going further down that way. It will only pick them up going left. And as it may frequently be full when it goes to the left, it means that you can get a lot of passengers stacked up at this station, causing you to lose the game if you get enough stacked up in the same station. Now, a new station over here, which is a triangle, which is a bit of a problem because if I connect it to the blue line, it'll be triangle to triangle, but if I connect it to the orange line, it'll be triangle to triangle. I could connect it to the yellow line, or I could use a new line. I think I'll connect to the yellow line, but that is going to require... Oh no, it's not going to require a tunnel. It just avoids the water. And again, I've got another circle here. If I connect to the orange line, I end up with 3 circles in a row, which is really bad. Or I can connect it to this side of the blue line, and it's then connected to a square, so it's not directly next to each other. I could do with a circle just about here, but instead I get a triangle just over there. But you see, as I pull the line out, it flattens the corners, which is something it didn't do in the early versions. So even though I've got 2 triangles next to each other, at least it's not slowed down by a really sharp corner. So that's the current setup I've got of the early game, which is not a good setup. Oh, and that's a rarity, but I got a square pretty close to the other square. I'll move the yellow line so it connects to that as well, just to make life easier. And the other thing I should mention, in the latest update I saw notification, the latest update's been a while since the update, I think, this is now available as a mobile game. So wherever you normally play mobile games, phones, iPads, Google, whatever's, you can now play this game there. I will select this time more tunnels because I've got a spare line that I'm not currently using, so tunnels are going to be useful. And it appears to have the tutorial on it. It's trying to tell me to put a second train on one of these lines, and there's a circle line across there, so I'll connect the yellow line, and it's right, so I'll put another train on the blue line because I have a spare train, and that will hopefully make the blue line more efficient. I wish I knew how to turn that off so it doesn't prompt me in the future, but for now I'll live with it. And of course, this is one of the challenges with this game. So there's 6 circle lines in the same area. If I connect it to the blue line, then I'm going to have 3 circles in a row. If I connect it to the orange line, I'm going to have 3 circles in a row. Where put in a new line, the new line is going to have multiple circles in a row before it gets to a different line shape. I'll go with the orange line. I'll redesign it slightly so it goes up there, then back down. And you get unique shapes as well. If I drag that up there, that diamond type shape, or sideways square if you like, you will only get one of that shape in the whole map. So you will get passengers wanting to go there from the other lines, which means that they will get dropped off onto the blue line so that the blue line trains can pick them up and take them to the unique station. And you will end up with crosses, stars, and a whole bunch of unique shapes that are in various different places. Now I'll pull that one down there, and I could equally, in theory, drag that line up to there and connect it as a circle. But if I did that, I'd actually have 4 circles in a row, which would cause me to lose the game even faster than I'm going to, because I'm not necessarily good at this game. In fact, if I said I was average, I would be exaggerating my skill level. And if I do that, I've now got 4 circles in a row, which is not good. But thankfully, as we reach the end of a week, I get another train, I will get a carriage, and I will use one of the spare trains on this line, which you can add it and tell it which direction to go when you first put it on there. Let the other one get a bit further out of the way, so at least it has a chance, because that train is full as it went through the fourth circle line, which means the passengers there are going to be waiting longer and there will be more passengers added to them, and you will start to lose, which was what that wonderful little thing was. Because it had so many passengers there was a problem. Now what I can do, excuse me, didn't get to the microphone in time to mute that cough. I've got another unique shape over here, so I'll do that. But what I can do, and will do, is temporarily put in a light blue line to do that, and then if I can hit the right part of the button, delete the line. Yep. I'm now having trouble getting the thing back. So that way I temporarily solve the problem until I can come up with a more permanent solution. I can do the same again to get all the squares out of the way, then delete the line while the train's in motion so it won't come back again. What I'll also do is I'll add the carriage to the back of this one, so he picks up more passengers going through that way. I would rather get a nice triangle over here somewhere rather than over this side where I didn't want a triangle, but you don't get any choice in where these things appear and what shape they are. They just appear as they want to. Now what I could do, and I probably will, is extend that down to there, because that way, then going this way, it will actually pick up triangle passengers and go to that extent, which will be helpful. And that is really rare, 3 squares in a very short space, which is not ideal, to be honest, but we will bend that one back over there. Now of course, end of the week arrives, new train. I could get more tunnels, but I'm in more need of a carriage, to be honest, because these blue trains, wherever I find a blue train, need to be able to pick up more passengers. And I'm going to add the start, the yellow line. Once you get to a certain amount of passengers at the station, you'll get a circle that tells you there's too many passengers here. If you don't do something, if the circle fills up the whole way around, you lose. You can then continue in endless mode if you so desire, but you've lost. So this is also on normal level, or standard level, whatever they've called it, which is meant to be relatively easy. There are other levels where you can't... I'm trying to think. You can, once you've connected a line, you can't unconnect a line from a station, which makes it even more difficult. And this is obviously not a good situation here. Oh great, another circle over there. Well, we'll connect you that way. And we will do the temporary fix on this one. And that's why I normally leave a line and a train spare. So if I've got a problem, I can do a temporary fix. Now that's better, because I can now... Okay, that sharp angle is not good, but I've got something between the 2 triangles. This needs a temporary fix again, so I'll do that. And that takes care of that one for the moment. And we'll drag that out there as well, and I'm now on the sharp angle over there, which was not desirable, but needs must when the devil vomits in your shoes and all that. But hopefully that's temporarily calmed things down. I could do with that as a temporary fix, just to make life a bit easier. And now this one's starting to complain, which is life. Now I can have a new line or a new carriage. I will go for a new line. That way maybe I can connect the light blue one up to a few stations. Take that one, the dark blue off that one, because it's no longer necessary. That station, and possibly that station to help calm things down. And I still have a spare line, the green line, for emergencies, which I can run as quickly up to that one. And then delete it, so that solves a budding problem there. So I still don't like the fact I've got these 3 circles in a row, then that unique one followed by another one, and of course now I get another circle. Why I've got a triangle, well, that's life. But I will let this train deal with these things first, and then I will change the direction of the dark blue line. So it's, see if I can get this right. It's no longer, come on, no longer attached to that. So that gets one of the circles off that line, even though only the light blue is dealing with it. Again, so one of the things you can do, and people frequently do, is pause the game, delete a load of the lines and redesign the system. I'm not planning on doing that because this is only a quick casual game that I'm only going to play for a short period of time. Mainly because the NFL playoffs are about to start and I'm an Oakland Raiders fan and I want to watch them lose badly to the Houston Texans today. So this is just a game to keep me occupied before the NFL games start this afternoon. Hence, I'll play through it, but I'm not dedicating my day to this one, or a large chunk of my day. And again, if you look at the dark blue line, it's got a lot of stations on it, and I could connect that dark blue line to that one so all the stars, I would, but new train, carriage, or a line carriage. If I connect that to that, it should pick up the stars and dump them at that point, which means that this yellow train will automatically pick up the star and immediately take it there. Now I have to decide which train to put a carriage on, and it's looking like this yellow train is the winner. I've also got a problem of needing to connect that one, which requires my last tunnel, which means I'm running out of tunnels. So my emergency fix, which I would normally use of running the green line from here to there, is not going to be sufficient because I don't have a tunnel I can use. I could temporarily make a tunnel. Oh, and now that circle is no longer a circle. I can run that over to, say, there to help that line out. Now I will. Oh, too late. Now I let that station fill up. 930, I didn't even get to 1,000 over 45 days, and I lost. But that was a quick game of Mini Metro on the London, watching me, in the nicest possible way, screw up horribly and not deal with things well. I'm sure that when you try you can do better, but hopefully that was fun to watch me mess up in a spectacular fashion. Or less than spectacular, but well, I screwed up, basically. That's pretty much this one. Have fun, and have a great day, and if you're a Raiders fan, let's hope we get lucky with a backup quarterback. Bye.